Hi, love, peace, and blessings, everyone. And I'm Contessa, and I wanted to welcome you to talk about the 12-minute mind reset. So, I'd like to explain a little bit about the 12-minute mind reset, why it was developed, what the program's about, what the book's about, the meditations, and I wanted to go more deeply into the direction meditation today. So, this here is a 12-minute mind reset. It's a book and it's a program that I've developed, and the simple reason why I developed it was to allow people to just pick up this book and just have a very clear direction about having some peace in their life, having some tranquility, having some focus, and then having the tools that are in this book that will help you to get all of that. So that was the main reason why I created the book. I thought there's a lot of books, a lot of information out there, a lot of different types of meditations, and I just wanted to have one that was a very simple guided meditation for people that they could listen to and just enjoy. And so that desire then became the next pastime of me running some classes for people in the government and then in corporate. So it was like state government, local government. And my first gig was on April Fool's Day. So that was a good start to my meditation journey. So before that, I'd studied hypnotherapy, I'd studied some herbal medicine. I'd also been into Chinese medicine. And then while I was doing the meditations, I also studied yoga so that I could understand a little bit more about the background of meditation and where it came from. So with that, I ran the classes and was writing my own scripts. And I thought to myself, what do people really want in order to relax? So I did a survey and I asked around the class what people were looking for, and it looked like, from what I found out from the people in the class, was they wanted something that wasn't going to take up their whole lunchtime, something that would help them to relax, something that they didn't really need to have any background in meditation or in anything of that kind. So what I did was I got the room and I made it so that it was not that bright, with some candles, and I invited everyone in. So we started the first class and people were either allowed to sit down or they could lie down, they could bring their own mats or their blankets or whatever they wanted to. And then I just ran through a script that I'd written, and I was using different colors and different smells to enable people to feel like they were in a certain destination. So for example, one of the meditations lets you go into a forest, and I explain that it's a green forest and people can just relax in the forest and just enjoy that lush feeling and the green feeling. And so people go into this meditation, and my main impetus for having the meditations was also to help people to sleep. Now, I didn't have any problem sleeping myself, but I knew there were people that were suffering from not being able to sleep. So I thought it would be a good idea to start with a meditation to help people to sleep. So in this forest meditation, I was allowing people to relax, and they would sometimes actually fall asleep in the class. So that was all right too, it's okay. And then after that, I was wondering how I could then get all these different meditations that I was writing down, scribbling down, into a more formal context, somewhere where people could then pick it up and enjoy it for themselves, because I didn't want only the people who were in the class to be able to enjoy that. So it occurred to me, I was on a cruise from Hawaii to Sydney, which was 18 days, and it went through some beautiful places, through Polynesia, Bora Bora, and it was a really lovely cruise. I really enjoyed it. However, I thought it would be good to do something on this cruise that would last for me. So in the morning I would wake up and I'd go do some stretches on the ship there. There was like an area available, so I just did that on the deck. And then after that, I had a great breakfast, because in the ship you don't really have to do anything much yourself. So it was all prepared beautifully in the restaurant, so I'd go there and enjoy that. And then after that, I would go into the library of the ship and I would just start writing. I had my computer with me and I just started writing, and writing also longhand, and wanting to come up with some scripts for my meditations. So what I did was I came up with different themes which I thought could help people. So the confidence theme, power theme, grounding, confidence was a big one for me. But also the direction, like what direction are we taking? So that's where it all started in the ship. So once the cruise was over, I had some sort of semblance of a book that I could then put together when I got home. And so I just went into the library, and just the peace and quiet of the library really helped me to go inward and to just help write the book and the meditations. So once that was done, I then thought, the meditations are very beautiful if I read them, but wouldn't it be nice to have some music as well? So then I went to the States and found a musician, and that took a little bit of changes and people and meeting who I wanted. So through a friend of a friend, I met Stephen Fite, and he helped me to get my voice recorded, and then he also recorded some original music for me, which is absolutely beautiful and I really love. So that brought together my voice and the music into one, and that's where the meditations online were developed. So once they were developed, I then went and had the book published, and had it published in a way that if you go online you can listen to the meditations as well, and you can enjoy the ebook or you can enjoy the audio book, and all at once it was all together. So I felt really happy about this when the book came out, and I thought this is a really good step, because people now can just pick up this book or go online onto the website and they can just listen to the meditations. The meditations are all free online, so I think that way people can just really enjoy them. Today I wanted to just go deeper into the first meditation from this book, and I'll just read something with you here. It's the direction meditation, and I just wanted to explain to you the background about this and why it's important. So it says here, the purpose of this immersion script is to provide you with direction for planning your week and beyond. And I've said that whether you're stuck in a crossroads with different options to choose from, or you just simply feel unable to move forward or want to plan for the coming days, this will provide clarity. So this is the goal I'd like to reach with this direction script. And I'm saying that just by listening to this meditation and being immersed in the meditation, so all you need is some headphones, and you can just put it on and enjoy the meditation. You can sit down, you can lie down in a darker space if you wish. And just from listening to that, this will help you to find some direction for your day. You can plan your day ahead. You can do it on a Sunday, that's what I suggest. And then you can just move forward and include in the direction meditation that you go through each day. It asks you questions about what do you want to do, what do you want to achieve, where are you now? So when I developed this, I was hoping it would help me, which it does. But then to know now that people can use this meditation and it's helping them is really fantastic. So I'm saying 12 minutes can really change the direction of your following week. So that's why I really love it. But for me, direction is really important, because sometimes I feel instead of going towards what I want, I might be just running away from something. I might be running away from a particular job that I'm doing. I might be procrastinating. I might be not achieving what I want to achieve. And that can cause some frustration, it can cause some anger. These feelings can come up. So what I've been doing is I've been using different methods apart from the meditation to help me with finding my direction and finding my clarity for my day, for the following week, and even beyond that, just planning ahead for the next couple of years. So I wanted here to share with you the different ways that I do that with my direction. And there are a couple of ways, and I'll go through those. I'll just explain what they are. There's praying, there's journaling, there's a system that's called the Darren Hardy Living Your Best Year, and there's also something else that I use, which is from the Miracle Morning, and it's the Savers technique. So I just wanted to run through those with you today. So with my Bible, in the morning, I love to pray, and this is the Bible that I use, and I just open it up to wherever I'm feeling like, and I use this with an app as well, and I'll read a certain verse, and then I can just reflect on that and pray and give some clarity and some direction for my day. So I find that's a really good start for me with my direction. Another thing I do is I journal. So this is my journal here, and I just write different things in there, different goals, and each day I might have, say, 10 goals that I wish to achieve for that week, and 3 important things for me. So I write them down, and I also write some gratefulness points. So what am I grateful for? And that goes in here. I think when you have your direction and you're looking at what you want, it's always good for me to look at what I already have and where I'm starting. So what do I really believe I'm thankful for? What have I got? How can I use that? And how can I help others? And that's another thing about my meditation book too. I love that it can help so many people very simply. The other thing that I love to do is the Darren Hardy system, which is the Living Your Best Life system, which looks like this. And in here, I'll just show you, for each week, there's a form like this, and then there's another form like that. So with the form, there's certain questions that are asked. So at the end of the week, say on the Sunday night, you answer the questions, what am I grateful for in the past week? And what have I learned? What skills have I learned last week as well? So you go through those. And then in here, there's a little table. And for the following week, so if you're doing this on the Sunday and planning for the next week, just here in these little boxes, you can write down the action that you're going to take. And in here, you can put how many times a week you're going to do that action. So for example, I started a new swimming program. So in here I put swimming, and then I wanted to do that twice a week. So I just put it here and here. And then at the end of the week, I calculate, did I actually do it twice a week? Or did I only do it once, or did I not do it at all? So that's where you calculate in that column. So another thing could be, I go to bed by 11 o'clock. That's another thing here. What do I want to do that? I want to do it every single night. And so you just add them all up, and at the end on the Sunday, you look back at this, and then you can add, for example, in here, it has a review, wins, losses, fixes, and aha moments. So this is not only a review of that night, but it's a review of the whole year then. That's really going to help you for the following week. It's asking me then, what are my top 3 goals for the following week? What material am I going to study to help me with that? And what am I developing this week? Another thing that I really love about this is it asks you for a structure. It says, what are the 3 most important events that you want to plan for the week? So, for example, you might know that you've got a meeting that's very important for you. So you'll put that into that sheet. So that will be just here, important events. So you'll put number 1, meeting on Tuesday regarding my new job. Number 2 could be, I've got a school meeting that I have to meet the teacher for parent-teacher night. So that would go in there. And number 3 might be, I want to start my sunset meditations every Friday night. So I'll put that in there. So I know just from looking at that and looking at the weekly rhythm register, what I need to do. Another thing that I really love that I've been using every other day, I should be using it every day, but I've been doing it every other day. It's called the Savers technique, and it's from the Miracle Morning book. And I'll put the information for that and for Darren Hardy's guide below too in the comments, so you can have a look at that if you wish to. So with the Miracle Morning or the Savers program, what you do is you have the letters from the word savers, so S-A-V-E-R-S. So you have the letters of the S, you start with that, and what you do for each letter, for the S-A-V-E-R-S, you have your phone or your stopwatch, and you put on your stopwatch of 5 minutes per thing. So there's 6 different items you're going to be doing. Just bear with me now and I'll explain it in a little bit more clarity. So those 6 activities that you need to do, you can do them in the morning, you can do them in the evening, whenever it suits you, at lunchtime. I prefer to do it first thing in the morning when I wake up. I pray, I give thanks for the day, and then I go into my savers. So the savers are the 5 different things. So the first one is S, and that stands for silence. So after you've woken up, then I'm saying to you, have 5 minutes of silence, and that silence can be meditation, it can be praying, it can be just going inward, it can be just stopping and breathing for 5 minutes, it can be reflection. So put your stopwatch on and have it for 5 minutes, and then just enjoy doing that activity of silence and prayer. The A is the second part of the savers, and that's affirmations. So affirmations are things that we speak. We speak what we want to happen to us. For example, you can affirm, I am confident, I am happy, I am a good speaker, I am progressing in X, Y, and Z. Whatever it is that you're affirming, you can say that for 5 minutes as well. So when you do your affirmations, be positive, be present with the affirmations, and make them strong affirmations. So whatever they are, and if you want, you can write them down first and you can read them. You can go online and you can listen to some affirmations. I've been listening to something from Bob Baker, and I find them very succinct affirmations, and they're very helpful, and you can find him too online. I'll show you where that is below. And then after you've done the affirmations, once you've read them or spoken them, then you can really keep them for yourself, and you can either use the same ones the next day or you can just start again. So it's up to you. You might just feel that each day you might have a different affirmation that is important for that day. So for example, if I have a very important meeting coming up, my affirmations might be around confidence. If I've found that I haven't been sleeping very well, my affirmations will be around I am able to sleep better, or I'm more relaxed, that sort of thing. So after the A, the next part of the savers is the V, and that's visualization. So we just said in affirmations, we're speaking what we want. With visualization, it's very similar, but it's imagining and thinking what you want. So for example, your visualizations could be a visualization of your full day. So you put your stopwatch on for 5 minutes, you can close your eyes, and you can just take a deep breath and just slow down, and then you can reflect one moment at a time of what your day is going to look like. So you can visualize what it's going to be. So you can start from the morning, you can start walking into that room or into the meeting or into the shop or wherever it is that you're going, and then you can see yourself doing that activity. Then you can continue. You could do a visualization that's forward. You might want to visualize 2 years ahead to an event that you're planning. And what's that going to look like? So just by closing your eyes and just going into that space, you can find that. And that's where I find the 12-minute mind reset direction meditation is very, very helpful. And I have the 5-minute fix. So with the 5-minute fix, you're able to have a visualization because I'm guiding you, and then you're thinking about what's important to you, and it's all in 5 minutes. So that's a good way you can incorporate the meditation into that savers if you wish, or you can just close your eyes and visualize what you want to visualize and what you want to think about. After that is the E, and E stands for exercise. So with the exercise, I find that 5 minutes is a really good time to do some stretches or to do something very light. So even though I'll be doing some other exercise in the day, I just find that just some stretches up like this, just some very simple turns, something that's not going to be very hard for you, and just put your stopwatch on and you'll be surprised. 5 minutes you can actually do a lot more than you imagine. So that can be a good start just to get your body moving and just to get a little bit of stretching happening. You might be wanting to stretch your hands as well. It might be just your neck. That's always a nice stretch for the morning. Sometimes you might not be sleeping that well, or you might have something from the night before. So for me, I go swimming and sometimes in the morning I feel a little bit stiff. So doing that 5-minute exercise as part of the Savers really can help me. I'm also stretching in these sort of ways that can just really help me to unwind. And it's a really good start for the morning. If you're feeling any sort of pins and needles or anything like that, a little bit sluggish, it'll get you going. Even like jogging on the spot, that could be a nice thing. Just look out the window. You can just enjoy the sunshine and have that bit of exercise. So the next item on our Savers is R. And R is for reading. So if you like, you can read a book. You can read, like I do sometimes, just a verse from the Bible. You might be able to read online if you want, but make sure that you set your clock for the 5 minutes, because you may go over, which isn't a bad thing. But if you just want to stick to that 30-minute activity in the morning before you get your day started, it's just good to keep it at 5 minutes. You might be also reading something simple, like I've been reading this, Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. And it's a very simple book, but I've read it a few times, but sometimes it's nice to read over something that can really help us for the rest of our day. So I can put you the link to that as well. And the last item on our Savers program or protocol is the S. And the S is for scribing or writing down. And that's where I find it's a really, really good time for me to get this journal out and just put my stopwatch on for 5 minutes and just, go through there and just write a few ideas that come to mind. What is it that I want to achieve for the day? What direction am I going in? Top 10 goals that I have for this week. And then I can go from there. It might even be more simply something like just one goal that I might want for the day that I could write down. It could be an idea for a book, could be an idea for a new meditation, a new exercise. It could also be just writing down who I'll be contacting that week, what I'll be doing, some fun things for a new holiday, that sort of thing. So whatever it is that comes to mind, you can take that 5 minutes to really write down the key points. So that's the Savers way that I use. So looking at all these different types of techniques for direction, not only is the meditation, the journaling, Darren Hardy, there's the Miracle Morning. I think all of these things together can really help you. Now, often we don't have enough time to do everything, but if you can choose one or two from these things, and you can, change them around, it doesn't need to be the same thing every day. I think the important thing is with our direction to have something that we can just use as a tool that can help us to get to where we're going. But I wanted to find out from you, what is it that you use and what do you believe in and what do you do to help you with your direction? I'd really love to hear this, and if you can share in the comments below, that would be wonderful. And so I just want to thank you today for listening and for being part of this direction meditation video. Thank you.